the Ukraine. Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it if that's possible. So what he's saying here is that when the DNC server, when they claimed it was hacked by Russia, the FBI never inspected their server, which was highly irregular. And in fact, James Comey said he would have liked to have their server to investigate. They didn't. They let an outside company investigate their server called CrowdStrike. So the FBI never investigated the DNC server. And there were a lot of apologists who are Trump haters who said that didn't matter. They're 100,000% fucking wrong. Just like they were 100,000% wrong about Russiagate, they're 100,000% wrong about the DNC allowing a third party to do their investigation into foreign conspiracy and espionage. They let a private company do all their investigating for them. And this private company was called CrowdStrike. And now, Aaron, tell me about CrowdStrike.
Well, yeah, CrowdStrike is yet one more Democratic Party firm at the heart of Russiagate. So the collusion allegation, that comes from the Steele dossier that was paid for by the DNC. And it comes from a firm called Fusion GPS that was a DNC contractor. CrowdStrike is another DNC contractor, and they generated the Russian hacking allegation. And as you point out, the FBI never conducted an independent examination of the server. They just relied on CrowdStrike's reports. And when CrowdStrike even submitted some reports to the government recently had to admit that those reports were redacted. So the government itself could not even fully vet CrowdStrike's information because CrowdStrike took it upon itself to redact its own report and giving it to the government, which is then used by the government to make its case against Russia. So it's questionable. I don't know exactly what Trump is talking about here because he seems to imply that the DNC server is in Ukraine. Maybe he's saying that actually the Russian hack actually might have come from Ukraine.
No,
I don't know.
But the Ukraine CrowdStrike is owned by a Ukrainian oligarch. No.
Its president is a wealthy Russian. Who's very anti-Putin, and the CrowdStrike has famously had an incident in Ukraine.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Where they accused the Russian GRU of carrying out a hack in Ukraine, and they accused the Russian GRU of using the same malware that they also accused Russia of using in the alleged DNC hack, email hack. Now, what's interesting is they had to retract that claim about Ukraine after it emerged that they were totally wrong, and so they had to retract their claim there, and that then raised the question: well, if they got it wrong here in this attribution of this GRU malware in Ukraine, are they possibly wrong as well in claiming that it happened in the DNC email theft? So maybe that's what Trump is talking about. I don't know. So I'd be curious to find out. But the critical point here, Jimmy, is that this is the first thing that Trump brings up to the Ukrainian president, and he's not asking him for help about